7:41, and we are on your side, keeping you safe this morning. Andre and Amber are here from Fit to Fight. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, good to see
you.
you.
Good to see y'all.
Well, we're excited that you're here because you're going to teach us something that's really, really important. We've been in this cold weather stretch,
right?
Bundling up outside, right? And you barely feel like you can move with big heavy coats on and all the gear that you've got on. And God forbid something were to happen, if someone were to come up on you, do you handle yourself? Do you do things differently when you're all bundled up like that versus if you were just in shorts and a t-shirt?
Well, we have a few different things that we can do, especially from the ground, using my opponent's clothing against him and to my advantage.
Okay.
Before we start, I do want to mention a few things about dressing in the colder weather.
Yep.
I have gloves on right now. That way I don't have to keep my hands in my pockets, and if something were to happen, I'd be able to defend myself easier and quicker. I do have a scarf on still, but it's tucked into my jacket, so there's nothing loose that can be tugged or grabbed at. The jacket itself that I'm wearing isn't very restrictive, but still warm. And the shoes I'm wearing are especially important. I'm wearing shoes with good traction, especially in the icy conditions. I want to make sure that I can keep my feet under me to the best of my ability.
So it starts really before you walk out the door.
Yeah, thinking ahead of time.
In a lot of ways, you know what this reminds me of? Like a defensive lineman in football. Everything you have is close. You know, there's nothing to grab.
Yeah.
There's nothing to grab there, and that is, I guess, that is a key to your safety this time of the year.
Absolutely, it's a key to my safety, and it's something that I can use against my opponent. So I have Andre. Here's my attacker. Here he is. All right, and let's say something were to happen, and I do end up on the ground, and now I have my attacker coming on top of me, and everything I'm going to do is based on what kind of energy he's giving me, what he's doing. All right, so ideally, I want to look to make space and to be getting away, but it may be safer for me to have him closer, keeping him low towards me so that he can't attack me.
Wow.
We're going to look, of course, ultimately my goal is to get up. I don't want to stay here, but I do want to be as safe as I can in the situation. So what we're going to look at first is I'm just going to get control across here, grabbing the opposite side of his lapel, and I'm looking to shove it across his body, putting a lot of pressure here across his neck. And I'm going to reach up and grab that lapel. From here, I'm just going to bring my elbow down, and that's putting a lot of pressure across the front of his neck, across.
Wow.
Kind of starting to choke him. So what he's going to want to do is pull away, and I'm going to use his energy to my advantage. So I've reached across here, shoving it across his body, reaching around. I'm pulling my elbow down. He looks to pull up. I'm using that to get my hand beneath me.
Now you have
getting
leverage.
My legs
there
out.
You go.
Following up with counterattacks and being able to get myself out of the situation.
Right now he's thinking, oh boy, I picked the wrong victim here. Man,
Yeah.
such good information. Wow.
Well, and just knowing to grab that. I mean, his loose clothing.
Right, yeah, his loose clothing to my advantage. I've got his collar, I've got his jacket, grabbing onto his hands, controlling him from there as well.
Whew, it's a lot to think about, but if you can remember these things in those situations, it could be the difference of, between saving your life and not.
Absolutely, the little things you can recall and think up.
If people want more information about what you guys do and how to find you, tell everybody what the important details they need to know.
To find us?
Yes.
Well, first off, we have a seminar coming up next weekend. It's February 1st at 10 a.m., 10 to 11. It's a $10 donation. All proceeds go to Benefit Safe Alliance. So it's a really good way to get an introduction to Krav Maga self-defense and find out these little tips. Obviously, the more you do it, the more you're exposed to it, the easier it's going to be to recall the information.
And what a great, easy way to, like you said, just get those basics down so that and feel comfortable, right? Because part of it is the fear of not knowing what to do. So feeling comfortable in that moment.
Yeah, but even just knowing how a better way to dress, that's very good information. Super.
Starting from the beginning, the self-precautions.
Fit to Fight.
As always, super helpful, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.